I'm Every Woman. Love that song. I'm Holly, and you are listening to Good Medicine on Vegas All Net Radio. And today we have a very incredible program. We have Shaylani Onreed is coming in as my special guest. Yeah, isn't she awesome? She really is. Because this month in October is Disability Awareness Month. And we like to call the kids that she works with on KIDZ for Kids, that we like to tell them that they actually tell us that they have special abilities. And I like that so much. And I can't wait for her to get here and share with some of the things that they do. It is incredible. So Shaylani Onreed is my guest today with KIDZ for Kids, because October is Disability Awareness Month, and we like to call it Special Abilities. And also I want to mention too, we had the Brazil Ward family with us a couple weeks ago. Her mom is Tiffany Ward, and what an incredible testimony. About 2 years ago on Halloween, Brazil Ward was hit by a car going 90 miles per hour on a residential area where there was, it was 15 miles per hour is what you were supposed to be driving on a very busy, dark, windy road on Halloween, where there was a little harvest festival across the street from a residential area, and she was hit by a car, and he hit and ran and never came back, whoever that person is, and left the child. And, the family had a very tragic moment, and they gathered themselves together with all the strength in the world and all the love and the prayers in the universe. And Brazil was actually on our show a couple weeks ago dancing. What an incredible day. It was so nice to have them on the show. And so she's had to completely learn how to talk, walk, dance, eat, everything completely over, and for her to be here with such amazing testimony. So mom fought some of her PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome symptoms, just the thoughts and the situation reoccurring, and thoughts that you can't stop, by writing. And I think that's one of the most therapeutic, most healing things that we can do is write. And she wrote this book, and it's called From Tragedy to Testimony, A Family's Fight to Cope. Tiffany Ward, based on a true story, and you can get that on her website, From Tragedy to Testimony. And a real quick public service announcements that Coles and Children's Hospital, UMC, is having a Halloween Safetacular. So you can join UMC Trauma Survivor Brazil Ward on Saturday, October the 24th at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Coles over there on Grand Canyon Avenue. And they're going to give safety gear information. Distributed is going to be from Children's Hospital. And they're going to have games, activities, and treats. And kids, you guys get dressed up and go over there, and probably going to get some flashlights and some glow sticks so that we can be safe. Just some other tips on Halloween and how to be safe, because we want Halloween to be fun and not spooky, but we want it to be safe-tacular. So that is on Saturday, October the 24th, and there's a little picture of Brazil in her little Halloween costume. So they're doing great. As a matter of fact, I just ran into her mom yesterday, and she gave me all the goods, and I bought my own book, okay? And she wrote a beautiful thing in there. Thank you for being you. Love, Tiffany. So what an incredible family. What a blessing to have them on Good Medicine. Coming up in the month ahead, this is also, October is also, it is, my mind just slipped completely. Why didn't I drink more coffee when I should have? As a matter of fact, I think it was International Coffee Day yesterday. And they say that if you drink more coffee, you're probably a nicer mommy, probably better at what you do, better driver. Just the smell of coffee is supposed to calm you down, and it gives you feelings of euphoria and makes you feel good. So in moderation, drink your coffee, as I should have. It's Domestic Violence Awareness Month in October. So domestic violence awareness, what does that mean? Are we to be aware that there are many people who are living in domestic violence that they've lived through for generation after generation after generation? It's a cyclical curse. And so what I teach with domestic violence is there's no excuse for abuse, nonviolence. And so nonviolence means there's no reason to ever hit another person. There's no reason to ever yell at another person. No one ever, ever, ever deserves to be abused, hit, or yelled at. And so what I teach kids when it comes to bullying is that, and my guest is here, I just saw her. Shaylani, she's amazing. What I teach kids when it comes to bullying is all you have to do is confront people, look them in the eye, shoulders up, shoulders down, shoulders back, and with all the confidence in the world, with all the value that you have as a human being, and you say, no one talks to me like that. And you have to be very firm, and you have to be pretty loud. No one talks to me like that, and no one ever hits me. And when you do that, what it says to the people around you, that you're aware of your environment, you're aware of what's going on, what that means when you do that is that they understand that you have self-value and self-worth enough to stand up for yourself without being aggressive, without being violent. You're being assertive when you say, no one talks to me like that, no one hits me, and it's not okay to hit or yell at me in that way. And what I teach families is that there's no excuse for abuse, and I tell them to write it right there on their refrigerator. There's no excuse for abuse. And by the way, this is my daughter, Gabby. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Gabby is sick today, so she's following mommy. So I think anything that makes me feel better would be a day with somebody that I love, getting plenty of rest, and painting our nails later, aren't we? Are we going to paint our nails later, Gabby? Yeah? Can we paint our nails? Look in the camera and say hi. Say, you're listening to Good Medicine. Can you say you're listening to Good Medicine? No? Can you introduce our guest? Her name is Shaylani. Can you say hi to Shaylani? Hi, Mom. Shaylani Onreader is our guest today, and she's with KIDZ for Kids. How you doing, lady?
Hi.
Shaylani, thank you for coming. Yeah, come on over.
Thank you.
And I brought you a necklace, but we'll wait until break, and we'll doll her up and get her necklace.
Okay.
So, and let me get you, and here's your headphones so that you can be on board. And Gabriella is going to go color something beautiful, aren't you? Can you go color something beautiful for Mommy? Love you. It's a family affair today. I love kids and family, so I'll be the first to take my kid with me. Here you go. Here's your headphones, and welcome. And I hope that traffic wasn't brutal and that you're no stress, right?
Absolutely. Live in harmony and peace as much as possible.
You know, what else can you do? I'm so glad you came to Good Medicine. Thank you so much. We've been planning this for a long time, haven't we?
Yes, it's long overdue, but right on time.
Right on time, very timely. So what we're talking about is that this is Disability Awareness Month, right?
Yes.
Is that what it's called, Disability Awareness Month?
Disability Awareness Month. I mean, now politically correct speaking, it would be, special needs, because we don't see people as disabled, but, that's what it's called. But everybody, in the community knows that disability means, that these are people who have special needs.
They do have special needs, and I like it the way that you reframe it and twist it too. They have special abilities.
Special abilities, yes. And it just, through my journey in the program, and we'll talk about that. Well, can I talk? Okay, soon. I've just learned about how special, how creative, how loving people are, no matter what they look like, no matter what challenges we have. So. Well,
and how in the world did you get to this place that you are? KIDZ for Kids is an amazing program, and I want you to tell our listeners all about that program. But were you walking down the street and said, I want to work with people who have special abilities that I may not have ever come in contact with before? There's an idea.
No, it didn't quite happen like that. And as life would have it, we're just throwing curveballs. And my mom said I came out dancing. So I was blessed with a special gift of dance. And I was just always a natural performing for my mom. And so as life would have it in the future, by 1981, I was performing in Tacoma, Washington, all around Washington State, and got a scholarship, auditioned at Cornish Institute, and this is when I call this is the real deal, not Soul Train, but...
I take Soul Train, personally. I would have done anything to be on Soul Train.
Okay. And now I was really, this was accountability and commitment and hard work, and so... I started touring. My career blossomed as a dancer, a ballerina, modern dance. And as life would have it, just by the age of 24, after I came off of tour from Japan. It was 1980. Ooh, I'm going back now. 1989. I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis.
In your early 20s?
I think it was about 24, 25, something like that, swept through my whole body. And it was just devastating. And that's how I was thrust into the disability community. Interesting.
So what a dynamic, what a gift that you had, that you received. I mean, people listening might think of that as a curse or something bad that happened to you, but you got a perspective that no one else can really understand. You weren't born with symptoms that disorder your life.
No.
Or pain or special needs. You were born perfectly wonderful, as all babies are, right? Little angel that you are.
I'm going to trust you on that.
And trust me. And went about your life and you succeeded at some of your dreams and goals of being a ballerina, as all little girls, right, want to be a ballerina, or just to dance and to perform and to be special. And all of a sudden one day you get a diagnosis.
Right.
And you have to decide, is that diagnosis who I am? Or am I Shaylani? What did we decide that Shaylani was precious flower? Precious flower?
Well, my name, Shaylani, means flower of the mountain. Yes. But, it was devastating. And I think it's something that what I noticed with the kids or, some of our students who have Down syndrome or cerebral palsy, if you're born into that, you don't even really acknowledge it. You're just a beautiful being. But when we are just, functioning and everything's going well, and then you're hit with it, you have to emotionally, not just physically, but psychologically wrap your brain around, wait a minute, I can't even move. This is non-existent. And so that was the start of my journey. I call it the audition within.
Really, isn't that the truth? What a great, I'm going to steal that. Can I use that phrase? Because that's amazing. Because I think most of what we go through as human beings, it's not retrospective and not even introspective and constantly processing ourselves and analyzing ourselves. There's something far deeper.
Yes.
And it's listening that audition within, listening to that voice within, listening to the right or wrong that's different than everything that we've ever grown up with. And I want to go there with you psychologically, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. What did you go through? Because here you are, just everything's happy and wonderful, but I have a feeling that could have been very devastating.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very dark place. Dark doesn't always mean bad, but it was a challenging experience. You don't know if you're going to survive it. It's foreign to every cell in your body. You're not only are you physically going through it, but it's just absolutely something that you can't imagine. And when I was diagnosed, I knew something was going on, and immediately fear sets in because you don't know. But by the time I found out, it made sense. It did and it didn't, because dancers, you stress your body, all the wear and tear. But when I did find out, I guess I was in denial. I look at it as the 5 stages. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross in her Death and Dying book talks about death and dying, how you deal with it. And dance became a death. And so I immediately went into denial. Like this couldn't be happening to me. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I used to watch all the other dancers and go, oh, that's not good for your body. But I turned up with something that's debilitating back then.
I want to speak to something too, because I think there's a lot of people that can totally relate to being in the dark in your life. And I think that we always equate that as an evil, dark time that we don't know all the answers, and actually can be a time of surrender and finding answers that are really beautiful, right?
Yes.
And you really did find some beautiful answers. We're going to find out about some of those answers. We're going to take a small break. We're going to put your pretty necklace on. and we're going to come back to good medicine. I'm Holly Davis. Shaylani Onreed is my guest today. And our number, if you want to call and talk about some of the things that we're discussing today, is we call them special abilities, disabilities, symptoms that disorder your life. 702-483-4444. Stay with us.
Hey.
Yes, good medicine. You know what? My name is Holly Davis. My guest today is Shaylani Onreed, and we are talking today about it's Disability Awareness Month, Special Needs Awareness Month.
There you go.
And I was just thinking about good medicine. As a matter of fact, I was late today because I was caught up in research and meditation and just time out, which I don't think no one really gets a lot of that thinking time, processing time, and not just thinking with our head, but feeling and maybe there are people out there who are really in a dark place in their life right now.
Yes.
And believe me, that doesn't skip anyone. I go through them. Yeah. It could be not just daily, but every other minute. I don't know. Right? Right? Am I right? And
it's ongoing.
It's an ongoing process, and getting into the light and getting into answers is really the way that we find balance, and it's really what good medicine is. That's what good medicine is not staying in that dark place or listening to what others say or looking for others for our answers. It's found within, and for me, it's found in the God within,
Yes.
God within me, that's where I find my answers. So I was delayed today getting caught up in and just finding truth. And everybody has that journey. And so for you were in a dark place where you were a ballerina. And you were doing wonderfully, doing well, following your bliss, following your path in life, and you hit a dark spot where you were diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis at the age of 24, 25 years old.
As I always say, the applause had stopped.
Interesting. Isn't that interesting that when we don't get the applause of men and we don't get the, hey, there you go, what's chasing us is that applause, and then when it stops, I guess you have to do a lot of thinking,
soul searching, and I honestly believed it was the biggest blessing that could have ever happened. I always say I would travel that road again because it's made me whole. I begun to learn who Shaylani really is, and there's so much more to me. Because dance wasn't, I learned, it took a year or two, it wasn't who I am, it was what I do.
It's interesting. It's like you went full circle. You're born with this amazing gift. It came to full fruition and bloom. You saw all these blessings from it. You're able to bless other people. And then when it stopped, and the applause stopped, as you said, you felt like empty, like that the biggest part of you was gone. And then here you are, just a couple of years later, and and you found that was the part that you found wholeness again. What an incredible journey!
Yeah, it has been. It's ongoing, as we were just stating. I'm still spiritually, holistically. I do Western medicine, running back and forth to Cedars-Sinai. It's a combination. Your environment, people around you. I really had to change my lifestyle. I had to be aware of what type of relationships I'm in, and friends, love life, all of that you have to take in consideration because stress is our biggest enemy.
Amen, sister. Nailed it. Nailed it. Stress is our biggest enemy. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use it and put that. I got it right. I didn't know I needed to take notes with you here. Stress is a huge enemy, and I'll tell you why. Is it just breaks us down on even to a cellular level, doesn't it?
Yes.
And so we have to be aware of what's going on spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, and what we're allowing in our lives.
Yeah.
And what we need more of, right?
And what we're saying to ourselves.
Ooh,
what to say when life. You're speaking to yourself. I always say the power of life and death lies in the tongue. And we either speak life into our situation, into our bodies, or health. Even when I'm taking my medicine, I'm speaking life. I'm like, okay, I'm not worried about the side effects. I'm going to say, hey, this is going to be a good thing. I'm healthy. I'm going to take this, and it's going to be good for my body.
Good medicine. Tasty. I'm just going to plug that all day. If I have to run with that all day, I will. If I have to milk it.
I need a day with you. No.
Yeah, we do. We need to go take off. We need to go have fun and have a fun day. And, I think everybody needs to do a lot more of that. When you think about everything I need to do, go, all the things I have to say in order to get what I want in this planet. I think a lot of times we're doing too much, and I think receiving more and having some of those, moments in life that are enjoyable, painting your nails with your daughter or coloring. Yes. When's the last time you colored?
Yes. It's been a while, but I did swing on a swing.
Good for you.
So I was like, I'm really into that, though. Coloring. Yes. I'll do like wacky, crazy things, but this is a part of my healing. Is ongoing because there's all types of medicine, that you get from people.
It's true.
Not just medicine. The air. So.
It comes in many forms.
Yeah.
I am very glad of the day I met you because you introduced me to a group of people that I'll tell you what, my life will never be the same. My life will never be the same. We're fortunate enough to be in the same working environment, and the day that I met you and you invited me, even haphazardly, hey, you should come out and see my kids at Kisses for Kids.
Well, because of your spirit, though.
Yeah, you wouldn't just invite anybody, right? No. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. But I was fortunate. I felt very blessed that day that you asked me to come. And, I wrote it down and, with the intention that, this would be something that would be awesome. I just had a feeling. And the particular day that I had written down a few weeks previous, I looked at my schedule and everything that I wanted within my being to say, no, yeah. I can't, I'm not, I don't feel good, I've had a horrible day. Something within me said, you know what, not only am I going to go, because my husband and I both had one of those days where we're both in the I don't know, we're in the pits. and let's get out and let's take our kids and let's go over and see Shaylani at Kisses for Kids. I think it'll be a really good thing. And that's all I told my husband. I didn't give him any more details than that. And he said, okay. So he loaded up our kids. Right. He loaded up the kids in the minivan, and we went over to I guess it's the soccer complex in Summerlin. And we went to
Las Vegas Sports Park.
Yes. I knew there was a proper name for it. I was searching. I knew you would help me out with that. And what I walked into was the first initial, just walking into the room, was everything that I thought it would be and more.
Oh,
I was overwhelmed with an amazing sense of that we are surrounded by angels, people who are severely that have severe special needs. I guess special needs would not be the right way to say it, but basically their symptoms are very severe. Disabilities, autism, Down syndrome, any other diagnoses?
Cerebral palsy. It's just more intellectual disability. It's just, it's just all mixed together. Matter of fact, I was sharing with a mom because we had dinner the other night, and I was like, what is that? What is Jordan? Because I don't recognize it anymore. They're just like everyday people. They walk, they breathe, they
sing, sing and
dance and everything. So, I think we're just blind to it now, where we're like, oh, he's autistic. It doesn't fit because we see their creative talent and just what's their special ability, what's so special about them. And I started the nonprofit, gave birth to it back in 2007 when I came out here. I was just coming to visit, and something in my spirit said, God is saying, stay put, stay still.
In the desert?
In the desert from Los Angeles, right? But I just listen to that voice. I don't always listen to it, and I get in trouble. But I listen to the voice, and by December of 2007, I put a show together called Wish Upon a Star at West Las Vegas Library Theater. And it was amazing because something said, I just go find kids. I went to schools called the Arthritis Foundation and put put a few kids together. I remember picking up the phone and calling the local celebrities, the Shintas. Everyone said yes, they would participate.
So you must have been on the right path.
Yes, I didn't really know anybody, but I'm telling you, I got so much love. See, I see Las Vegas differently. I got so much love, put a show together. A friend of mine, Rick Warren, was the executive producer on the show. And I met Kathy Warner, whose son is Zach Warner, who just brought down the house. He has Down syndrome. He brought down the house. Standing ovation. I'm in tears. And we decided to form a nonprofit together.
And I've learned so much. As a matter of fact, we have a caller on the line who wants to talk to you. Her name is Leslie. Leslie, are you there?
I am here.
Welcome to Good Medicine. You have any questions for Shaylani?
Well, she's our artistic director.
Oh.
This is Leslie.
Hi, Leslie. Thank you guys for everything that you do. If no one's told you, I appreciate it immensely. I've learned a lot.
Well, I appreciate it. This is something that kind of for me started out as, I'm going to go help these people. No, this helps me. This is something that breathes life into me, and that's what I see that it does for all of us that are involved. So
I agree immensely. I had an opportunity when I went in to see the kids dancing, and I do have a client that I work with who was autistic, who had no expression. I couldn't have a conversation, ask any questions, and I felt really stumped. But you guys are the ones that taught me that not only do they have expression, it is more full and joyous and whole and raw and beautiful than any human expression that I've found anywhere else. And it's taught me so much because they do have something to teach me and you. And Leslie.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, it's the level of enthusiasm and the dedication that just seeps into everybody that's around them.
Yes.
It's true. It's a blessing to
Leslie's been working. We've been together for quite a while. This is my sister here. She's, what is it? It's been, how many years has it been, Leslie?
I think since 2011.
She's been teaching the kids dance. Yes.
And how do you guys go about? I know, so KISS is for Kids. You guys meet twice a week, and pretty much your format is you teach them dance, you teach them theater, so they're speaking, so they're sharing that expression. And tell me about your funding. Are you guys funded? It's a nonprofit organization. Is it strictly by sponsors? You guys have to do a lot of fundraising. How does that work?
It's a combination of fundraising, donations, classes. We don't charge very much, but through Respite, DRC, I mean, we don't have huge overhead, elaborate buildings and things like that. Mayor at Las Vegas Sports Park, he sponsors the space for us.
That's awesome.
Because we really focus on the program and the kids. All that other stuff will come. Our main thing is to be about our mission, our vision, and that's to remove the dis out of disability. We're reshaping how people see disability, and we're focusing on these kids' special abilities.
And Leslie, can you talk to us about what Respite is and why that would even be necessary?
Actually, that would probably be a Shaylani question.
Yeah, that's more on the business side. But it just allows the state funds. They have a state-funded program, and they actually allow the parents to get a break. It could be go ride horses. We have a performing arts program. So they help them with the financial resources to be able to take the classes if they're eligible.
I think that's amazing. And I know that with some of the parents that I've worked with, I've met parents that have 18-year-old children that they've never had any resources, any help.
Yes.
There's never been a break. Okay? And so if you take a child who may be 18 but developmentally is maybe 6, there's no break. There's no help, and really, if you find yourself in that position, where do you turn to? Where do you go? Who do you ask for help? And so we were able to get her services, RMH services, and therapy and respite, and then we introduced her to KISS is for Kids as well.
Yes.
And you see a girl completely and totally just blossom, and we see gifts, and even with the family, it's such a burden off of the family with respite care. So Leslie, if you want to stay with us for a second, we're going to take a small break.
Sure.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us on Good Medicine with Shaylani Henry. We're talking about kissisforkids.org. They can go if they want to see the website and see some of our beautiful people that we're working with. We have the privilege to work with.
Amen.
Stay with us. Good morning. You're listening to Good Medicine. I'm Holly Davis, and Shaylani Henry is my guest today. If you want to call, you can call at 702-483-4444. KISS is for Kids. A beautiful ballerina discovers she has rheumatoid arthritis. It doesn't stop her life. It makes her whole and complete. And now she's teaching young people. And you, what are the age ranges of some of our special kids that are in there?
Well, we have as young as 9. So one day we'll even go younger, but right now about 10 and up to 30.
10 all the way up to 30.
Yeah. I mean, we really if you come through our doors, we open our arms and say, just give it a shot. We have never turned anyone away.
Good for you. Now, does it require any kind of sponsorship, or what are some things that your program is looking for? I know that you're saying that some of the overhead, you don't have a building, but would you guys like a building? I mean, if you could have a magic wand and you could just create whatever you wanted, would you guys like a building or anything?
Oh.
Yes.
Leslie, can you speak to this, please? What do you guys need?
Well, sure. Beautiful studio with mirrors and bathrooms and all the facilities would be magical. In the center of town, of course.
Yes, in a centrally located area and perfect air conditioning and all the accoutrements, and all the parents would have places.
Sound system,
a spa
everything.
for the parents waiting, something like that. Can we throw that in? Anybody mind?
No.
We'll get their feet rubbed and
love that.
grapes. We'll peel them for them, and because they really do deserve a special place of honor and respect. That they are not only caregivers, full-time teachers, and people who don't get a break. I know I sometimes complain. I have 5 children, and sometimes I complain that, I work and then I come home and I work and then I leave and I work, and I don't know that I ever sit down and I complain. But you know what? I'm very blessed that my children they're really, really good kids. They're beautiful. They're healthy. And sometimes I feel like I want a break. And how dare me when I know that there are parents out there who, their kid getting up, getting dressed, and getting to school is a lot more different of a story than me getting my kids up and ready for school. And those parents, they need respite. They need emotional cheerleading, don't you think? Because, how do you just keep going in day after day?
And I that's true, but I think from what I'm witnessing, there's a flip side. And as I share with everyone that meets me, and Leslie, I know you can agree with them, they are our medicine. They give life and light to us, so I can only imagine what they give to their parents. So sometimes, it depending on the disability, it could be a physical challenge to have to engage. But I have never ever witnessed a parent complaining, But I do believe in breaks. Most of them drop them off. They trust us with their kids, and they take off. And there are some that drive there. There are some that come on the paratransit, the bus, So they get there any way they can. But everybody, I don't have kids. I wasn't able to have kids, so I just look at this as God saying, you know what, I got something even bigger and better for you. But it is, they are so beautiful, so entertaining, so loving. I go through withdrawals. When I was on vacation, I was just like, okay, I need my babies.
And I appreciate when you were on vacation, you gave me it really is an honor to be in their presence, and I got to teach a Zumba class, Leslie. I don't know, were you there?
I knew that you did that, and I bet that was fun with them.
It was very fun because in Zumba, one of the main dances that we do is salsa, and salsa is all about the music. And so we're playing our drums and dancing, and it was really, I think it was the most fun Zumba class I've ever taught. And my twin sister was here from Oklahoma visiting me, and she went, and she's still talking about how it left an indelible mark in her life that she'll never, ever forget. So thank you for allowing me to do that. It was a pleasure.
And it's going to continue, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely it will.
Yay.
Yes.
Amen. We love it.
Yes, what a privilege. So we're teaching children, young adults to express themselves artistically.
You got it.
Is there something that's important about using this artistic side of our bodies and our brains, do you think?
For everyone.
For everyone.
Yes. Yes.
Very healing, isn't it?
Yes.
Can you speak to that
I
for us?
think it's
Go ahead.
actually essential.
There you go.
I think it's actually essential for all of us, and we just sometimes don't realize that. Everyone needs a way to express, and movement is something that happens. We express ourselves in movement. We use our hands, we move whenever we want to express anything. And so dance is simply an extension of that, and yeah. I think any of the art forms are essential. Something's essential in some way.
Well, and these kids are moving for 2 hours, right?
Yep.
It's 2 hours of movement. What a blessing for the parents to get to be able to have their children expressing in ways that they don't even get to see in their homes.
Yeah.
And throughout the day when they're in school and sometimes their jobs, and they get to come and they get to express and they're moving. And also, I do understand that you need some sponsors for $75 a month. You can sponsor a child to finish their classes.
We have a few programs. Actually, our performing arts program is called Mosaic Sky. Okay.
I like that.
And what we consider you, Holly, is we have a Big Heart, Little Heart program. So you are a big heart, and our kids are the little hearts. And so that's more of a buddy, mentor, field trips, training. It's really about everyday talented people coming in and just volunteering their time with the kids.
Oh, that's awesome. If that's resonating with someone and they're like, I want to be a big heart, I want to mentor and bring an angel in my life, and I'd be honored to do that, and you really feel like that's something that you want to do. Can we have a number that we can call and be a part of whatever that you're doing if there's people who are interested?
And just to answer your last question, we also have Adopt a Heart. So if you want to donate, where some of the kids, it's just tough for some of the parents because they have to stay home with their kids. Adopt a Heart pays for their classes, which is the $75 a month that we do. Okay. So I wanted to answer that question.
Okay. So if you're interested in Adopt a Heart or Big Heart, Little Heart, or if you're just interested in Kisses for Kids in general, I know they can go to kissesforkids.org.
Yes.
And what number could they call to?
Well, it's KISSIS, the number 4, KIDZ.
Okay, don't get it confused, okay? And then a number in case there
is area code 702-879-KIDZ. KIDZ.
879-KIDZ. Okay, so what is inclusion, and why would that be important if my child had special needs?
Well, Leslie, are you still there?
Yep, I'm here.
Well, let's give a good example of it.
Okay.
It's when we include other talented performers, no health conditions, but we actually have them working together. Like we work with Trinity Academy of the Arts. We also work with Heart of Polynesian, the Hawaiian dancers. But we just had an amazing experience with Leslie in her annual concert dance in the desert. So I'm not going to say anything else, but Leslie can share what inclusion means.
Okay.
Dance in the Desert this was our 17th annual Dance in the Desert Festival. So if folks aren't familiar with that, look it up online. It's been in Vegas for that long. And what it is a a collection of professional dance companies from all over the United States, sometimes internationally, and we have a whole weekend of master classes and performances of these professional companies and networking, and it's at Summerlin Library Theater. And this year, the artistic director invited Kisses for Kids, our Mosaic Sky performing arts company, to be part of that. And it was a most amazing experience because it's all professionally done in the theater over at Summerlin, and they got to be part of that and be backstage and meet the professionals. And when they performed on our Saturday afternoon matinee, of course, they brought the audience to their feet, and I was backstage crying. So there you go.
Wow, that is
But
amazing.
it's working together,
Right.
We're all in this together. And inclusion, it just means, you know what, we want other people, other company or different forms of art to be a part, just like Zumba. There may be some Zumba students that come over and do Zumba with the kids.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
Just to participate, just to be, where it's like, someone told me, we want your kids to come, but I'm not sure they can do it. And so we try to knock down that, that stereotype, that way of thinking. They can do anything and more.
Absolutely.
They can outlast me.
Well, and I think that's why this is so important. Special Abilities Month, Disability Awareness Month, Special Needs Month, and I call it Special Abilities, because I really and truly find that when you do inclusion, what it does is it raises us all up. It just raises us all up. And I feel that maybe the people who think that someone who has special needs, it's actually not the one that that needs to be raised up. I think the people who need awareness and exposure to the people who have special needs, because there's something that they have, there's some expression, there's some gift, there's some knowledge, something that they have that they'll share with us. And when you get it, it will change your life. And I know I have one client that, it's very difficult having a conversation, but when you have her color, draw, or sing, she can hit every note. She can do a full set of nails from YouTube, acrylic nails. I mean, she is amazing.
Right.
Amazing person.
Yes.
I've learned more from her. So I think inclusion, we think we're bringing people up. I think we're all getting
That's right.
elevated, right?
Oh, I love that word.
Isn't that a good one?
Yes, we are. Yes.
My daughter again too. So we're going to take a small break, and we're going to just talk a little more about Kiss is for Kids. And for people who want to get involved, they can call 879 KIDZ, 702-879 KIDZ. Listen to Good Medicine. Stay with us. Good morning. You're listening to Good Medicine, heard on Vegas All Net Radio every Thursday morning at 11 a.m. And Good Medicine, we're doing it. We are finding answers to life in dark places. We're bringing to light some beautiful things that maybe you didn't know of, and one of those are Kiss is for Kids. However, didn't you have a Shining Star Award? So people do know, and they should know, and if they don't, can you tell us what is that? What happened?
Well, Fox 5, they select, I think, one or two people every month of the year, and they pick people who are doing outstanding work in the community. And one of the parents, Pam, Jordan's mom, wrote a letter like 6 months ago, and last December, they called and said, you are our next...
You are the next contestant on Shining Star. That's amazing.
Yes,
That's
yes,
awesome.
yes.
I think the community should know and needs to be aware, because really, truly, there might be people out there who that is their calling. That's what resonates with them. Maybe that's something that they contribute in some way. Maybe they have a gift that they may be able, if they're worthy people, to contribute some way to Kiss is for Kids.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, and it's, I always say, and it's definitely not about me. I mean, I'm honored, when I receive acknowledgement, but it's more about they are the shining stars.
They are. They definitely
Yes.
are, and people should to be able to know about them. I think is a beautiful thing. Now we know that you have some events coming up and things that you guys do. You know, you do
Yes.
meet weekly.
Yes.
But there's other things in the community that you guys have going
Yes,
on.
yes.
That is amazing.
Yes, and we'll have that posted on our website because I don't have all the addresses in my my brain right now, but I know we'll be performing at Disability Awareness Day. They have an event. We also have the Heart of Polynesia. Is she on? Oh, no. Okay.
So Heart of Polynesia, you guys
Yeah,
have a luau coming out
yes,
October 24th.
yes.
And if anyone wants to go to that, they can go right to KISS is for Kids, KIDZ. And so we have Tootsie on the line. Tootsie, can you tell us about this luau so we know? Hi, welcome to Good Medicine.
Hi, thank you. This is Susie Olsen, Heart of Polynesia. Hello, everyone. And the luau, this is our 7th annual luau. This is every year to showcase our kids, our students of the Heart of Polynesia in different cultures. And this is on October 24th, 2015. And we invite kids, KIDZ is for Kids, to showcase and then to perform, together with the Heart of Polynesia, some part of the show.
Is there going to be some spam musubi there? I'm just wondering.
I will put it in for the list of the menu, the Sam Musubi.
Okay. That's wonderful. I think that's great. I think that'll be a great occasion. So that's October 24th. Anything that you want to just say about people in the community, or any thank yous, or anything that you really need to share with our listeners in the last couple of minutes, Shaylana?
Well, our co-founder is Marcy Burton. Our director of operations is Sarah White. And you met...
Love Sarah.
Yeah, we love Sarah. We just love the support and the love that everyone is giving us. We dare not say Sin City. This is a city of hearts.
Yeah, for sure. City of Hope. I'm Holly. This is Shaylani Onreed with Kisses for Kids. You're listening to Good Medicine, and my daughter Gabrielle is our special guest today because she didn't feel so very good today. But you can join us every week at 11 a.m. on Vegas All Net Radio. And really what we do is we just shine lights for some bright shining stars in the community, because it's a good thing to know that there's some beautiful things going on in this city, and that's what we do.
We love you, Holly.
Yes, thank you. You listen to Good Medicine. We'll see you next week.
Okay.